There are 4 partial view rooms with fireplaces, that's what they call them, at Bright Angel Lodge. And in my opinion, these are the best rooms at Grand Canyon. We've got one now. Let's go take a look. This room is 6151. It is handicapped accessible, so it's a little bit different from some of the other rooms. Let's go in and take a look around. The first thing you see is the most important feature, a breathtaking view of Grand Canyon. A look directly up Bright Angel Fault and onto North Rim. Down to the left is the battleship. Great views of the temples. A great place to sit and enjoy. Two padded chairs. A beautiful gas fireplace to sit in front of as the night cools down. Interesting decor by Mary Jane Colter, the female architect of Bright Angel Lodge and of many of the buildings around Grand Canyon. Comes equipped with a refrigerator, 1-cup coffee maker, flat screen TV, a small safe, and because this is equipped for people with disabilities, there is a much larger restroom that can accommodate a wheelchair. The bathtub is very welcome after a hard day hiking to the river and back at Grand Canyon. It comes equipped with a queen-size bed, a quaint little alcove for the head of the bed, a small closet area behind the door, accessible to people who might be using a wheelchair. And here she is, Mary Jane Colter herself. Here pictured with the wife of the then Secretary of the Interior. Two very important points must be made about all of the rooms in Bright Angel Lodge. One, there is no air conditioning. So in the summer months, it gets quite hot. Your sole source of ventilation are the windows and the screen door. The second point is you get a lot of carry-through noise from neighboring rooms, but also this room gets its great view from being right above the Rim Trail. There are families out there until sunset. There are hikers like me who leave on rim-to-rim hikes at 1 a.m., all of whom will make noise. The 3 biggest problems with the rooms at Bright Angel Lodge are noise, noise, and noise. As long as you understand those risks, these are the best rooms here. Best when the weather is cool, you can enjoy the fireplace, and the windows and doors don't need to be open at night for ventilation. The 4 partial view rooms with fireplace are essentially the same in style and layout. Room 6158, although it appears in many historic photos, is the least desirable as it sits on the edge of a drive-thru parking lot as well as at the intersection of 2 trails. Also, both it and room 6157 have their views partially obscured by trees. Although room 6157 has the obscured views, it's not as noisy. Here's a peek in the window. All 4 partial view rooms with fireplace have the same exterior and interior style. 6157 and 6152 vary in that they have a Kiva-style fireplace instead of the stone fireplace. Personally, I prefer the stone fireplace. If you book one of these rooms online, you can later telephone and request a specific room number. Most of the time, the staff are happy to comply, but there are no guarantees. Room 6152 is generally considered to have the best view. I was able to slip in while housekeeping was cleaning the room to get a look out the window. Compared to room 6151, there's a third panel in the window, and the view is a touch more directly up Bright Angel Fault. But a tree impinges. And the stone fireplace in 6151 is more desirable to me. I think if you're able to get either room 6152 or 6151, you'll be getting the best room at Grand Canyon. Now, some history of Bright Angel Lodge. First, a bit of context. At the turn of the century, the railroads were an economic powerhouse, kind of like computers and the internet now. Working together with the railways, the Fred Harvey Company built and maintained hotels, restaurants, and curio shops, including those at Grand Canyon. They first built the El Tovar Hotel in 1905. Mary Elizabeth Jane Colter, born 1869, died 1958, was a designer for the Fred Harvey Company. The Hopi House, built contemporaneously with El Tovar Hotel in 1905 to sell native art and curios to visitors, was her design, as well as the interior furnishings for the El Tovar Hotel. Colter was a woman ahead of her times and incorporated natural materials and Native American motifs into her buildings, as well as a bit of a Disneyland vibe with an element of fantasy and the fantastic. Right in front of Bright Angel Lodge is her 1914 building, Lookout Studio, built of stone and blending into the cliffs of the canyon. Bright Angel Lodge, opening in 1935, was the second hotel on the South Rim and intended as an affordable alternative to the Tony El Tovar Hotel. Therefore, the lodge is way less dramatic than her buildings that used architectural drama to sell products, but it retains key elements of her signature style. Notably, buildings like Bright Angel Lodge and its use of natural materials have influenced subsequent national park buildings that have been termed parkitecture. A look around the room gives you a sense of Colter's style. Importantly, Colter was a designer, not an architect as she's often labeled. And after staying in her hotel, that's clear. Her running floor joists between rooms makes your neighbor's footfalls vibrate through your room, and her hinging entry doors at the head of beds of sleeping neighbors and the absence of sound insulation makes it clear that style, not comfort, were her priority. This is my exit interview for the stay at the partial view room with a fireplace at Bright Angel Lodge in Grand Canyon. We've already done the room tour, so let's do the good and the bad. First, the good. Everyone comes to Grand Canyon for views, and the views here are spectacular. You can sit in your room in the comfort of a heated room and see the spectacular views, see the tourists walking by. That's what we're here for. 2 is the provenance of this building. Built in 1935, designed by Mary Jane Colter, it's a historic building that's been preserved pretty much in its original condition. It's just darn cute and awfully fun to be here. Fireplace is nice too. 3, the convenience. You're right next to the trails, the restaurants, and the other attractions in the canyon. You're just a minute or two away from everything that you want to see. Now, the bad. The noise is terrible. I was kept awake last night by neighbors. A couple had 2 young kids who were very lively, made quite a bit of noise. And then the noise from the rim trail as well kept me awake, and getting a good night's sleep is important. 2, the lack of storage space. This room has no hangers, there are very few shelves, and for all of the modern things we bring with us and for all of the hiking equipment we bring with us, there just isn't adequate room for your stuff. And three, and most importantly, is the price. I booked this room ago at a rate of $160, but today the rack rate on this room is $377, and Xantara is not offering a discount on this room, even though I tried to book it 365 days later. At $377 a night, it's just not worth it to me. But there are only 4 of these rooms, there's tight supply and high demand, so they will continue to get booked, and I expect the prices to continue to go up. They're just too expensive for me. But it's been a great, fun stay, and at $160 a night, I think it's well worth it. Thank you for watching. You can't beat the views.